Hello everyone. So in this lecture I will show you the execution of a program 1. In program 1 we need to create a database, library database which has book table, book authors table, then publisher, book copies, book lending and library branch. So these are the different relations or the tables given in the question, and for each table they have mentioned what all the attributes we need to add, and here we need to identify the primary key and foreign keys. Okay, so we'll see the questions we need to execute, or the queries which we need to execute in this program are: the first one, retrieve details of all books in the library. Then what all the attributes you need to include in this: ID, title, name of publisher, authors, number of copies in each branch. Then the second query says get the particulars of borrowers who have borrowed more than 3 books but from Jan 2017 to June 2017. Then third one, delete a book in book table. Then we need to update the contents of other tables to reflect this data manipulation operation. Fourth query is partition the book table based on year of publication, then demonstrate its working with a simple query. The last one, create a view of all books and its number of copies that are currently available in the library. So first we'll see how we can draw the ER diagram for this question. We know we have the different tables which are given here, like book authors, publisher, copies, lending and library branch. Now when you're drawing the ER diagram, first you just see which word represents the noun. So here book authors, publisher, the copies and branch. So these are the nouns. Okay, so you represent these relations or the tables with entity types. And then book lending is one of the action or the verb, so that will form the relationship. Now already the database or the schema is given. You can easily identify the relationship between these things. Okay, so in book table we have book ID, title, publisher name and publication year. Here if you observe this carefully, we have book ID, title and publication year. These are explicitly related to book entity type. But what about the publisher name? Publisher name, it is the name of the publisher, and we have a separate table for publisher, correct? So now you can see here there is a relationship between book and publisher. Okay, while drawing the ER diagram, you have to take only the attributes which are explicitly related to that entity type. Now here for book table, or sorry, for book entity type, we can put book ID, title, publication year. Don't add publisher name in book entity type. It is one of the property of publisher. Okay, so here you include publisher name, address and phone number, and how these two are related. So book published by publisher, similarly book written by authors. Okay, again in book authors table we have author name and the book ID. Now here book ID is the property or the attribute of book entity type. It is already included in the book entity type. That's why don't include book ID in book authors. Then comes book copies. Okay, in book copies, if you see the table, we have book ID, branch ID, then number of copies. That means the book, if you take a particular book, a book has so many a number of copies in a library branch. Okay, so you need to relate book has copies and these copies are there in library branch. Okay, and finally book lending. Book lending has book id, then library branch id, then date out, due date, and card number. Here card number, it is one of the property of card object or entity type. So that's why card entity type is shown in the ER diagram. But when you map these, since it is having only one attribute, simply you will include that in the book lending table. Okay, so like this you can draw the ER diagram and see the cardinalities here. We are including book ID in book authors. Okay, and then a book can have any number of authors, and an author can write, or he may write more than one books. So that's why here it is many to many relationship. And book has number of copies. A book can have n number of copies, but that copy, if you have an instance of copy, that belongs to a particular book. So that's why it is 1:n relationship. And book copies in a branch. Okay, book copies in a branch. So again it is many to many relationship. So like this you have to draw the ER diagram, and you can show what is the cardinality of each relationship. Then we'll go for the schema diagram. In the schema diagram, we know already what all the tables need to be created in the schema. So just uh, draw those tables and then identify the primary key first. Okay, so identify the primary key first. In book table, we have book ID, title, publication year, and publisher name. In this, using book ID, we can identify the individual book. Okay, that's why book ID will become a primary key. And book authors. If I take only author name, I said an author can write more than one book. Okay, so it is not sufficient if I use only author name as primary key. So I need to take both. And in publisher, publisher name is the primary key. In book copies, book ID and branch ID, this is the primary key. And book lending, we have book ID, branch ID, and card number. Okay, because you can borrow any number of books from different branches. So that's why we need to take all three. And library branch, anyway, branch ID is the primary key. Now the next thing is you have to identify the foreign key. As I said, publisher name, it is actually the property of publisher. So it's a foreign key, it refers publisher table. Similarly here book ID, book is separate entity type, right? So that means here book ID of book authors, it must refer book table. And then in book copies, book ID refers book and branch ID refers library branch. Okay, and similarly in book lending, the book ID, it must refer, the arrow should be in this direction. Okay, so from book it should go to book table. And then branch ID, it refers library branch. Okay, so these are the foreign keys now. Here primary key is book ID, branch ID, and card number. These three together you have to take as a primary key. And the individual, like if I see book ID, it is also a foreign key which refers book table. Okay, now after drawing the schema diagram, now you are clear with what all the attributes you have to take in a table or the relation, and what is the primary key and what are the foreign keys. The next step is you have to create these schema and the tables. Okay, so this is the create table command. Here I have not added any foreign key constraint. Okay, so I will show you later like how you can add the foreign key constraints. the first table, that is the publisher, and here primary key is, as I said, publisher name is the primary key. So first you define all the attributes and then set the primary key. In book table, book ID is the primary key. Okay, so like this you create all the tables. First you need to create all these 6 tables. Now I'll show you in the console like how we can create the tables and how we can add the foreign key constraints. Okay. So enter the password and now you got the MySQL prompt. So here I have already created the database, library database. I'll just show you using show databases. So here library database. So I'll go to library database. Okay, so under this library database, I have all these tables: book, book authors, copies, lending, branch and publisher. Now if I show the structure of these individual tables, you can see only primary key I have defined using the same command like in the slide which I have shown. Using same command I have created this book table, and then publisher table. Here also it has the publisher name, phone and address, and name is the primary key. Then the next is we have book copies or book authors. So book authors table, it has only 2 attributes: book ID and author name. Then the next one is library branch. Okay, and book copies and book lending. Okay, so these are the different tables which are there in library database. Now the next step is you have to add the foreign keys. Okay, you have to add the foreign keys. So first I will show how you can add foreign key to the table book. So in book, publisher name, that is one of the foreign key and it refers publisher table. Okay, we'll see the structure of these 2 tables. Here publisher name, it is of varchar 20, and in publisher name is the primary key and the data type is also matching. Okay, now if suppose if the data types are not matching, here if you have given character of 10 and here varchar of 20, then you cannot add the foreign key. And if suppose you have not set name in the publisher as primary key, then also not possible to add the foreign key. Okay, so these conditions you have to remember. Now using alter command will add the foreign key. So we need to add foreign key to book table. So you write alter table book, add constraint. You can specify the name. Okay, book FK publisher. Then write foreign key of, here in book table the name of the attribute is p underscore name. Okay, it references, these are the keywords you have to type properly. So foreign key p underscore name is the attribute in book table. It references publisher table, and in publisher it is referring the attribute name. Okay, so like this you can add the foreign key. Now if we describe the structure again, you can see foreign key added to this table. Now next we will add foreign key to another table, that is book authors. Okay, in book authors, book ID is the foreign key. So again write alter table, book authors, add constraint. Better to give the name, just you can write alter table, book authors, foreign key, references, so and so table. But usually it's a best practice to name the constraint. Okay, suppose if you want to drop the constraint or if you want to modify the constraint again, then using that name you can modify. Okay, so here I'll just write foreign key, book foreign key author. Okay, and foreign key of book ID, references, book of book ID. Okay, then the other two tables like book copies and book lending. In book copies we have book ID as one of the foreign key. We'll just see the description of this table first. In book copies, we have book ID, branch ID, number of copies. Now here, book ID must refer the book relation and branch ID must refer library branch table. Okay, so we'll add first book ID will add as a foreign key. The alter table, book copies, add constraint. I'll name this as book copies, book copies to, I'll just write book to copies, sorry, copies to book, copies to book, and foreign key, book ID, references, book of book ID. Okay, then next we have to add the constraint, one more constraint, which is pointing to your library branch. Okay, here I'll write branch ID, branch ID. It references or it is referring the table library branch, and here attribute is branch ID. Okay, branch ID. Now if you again check the structure of this book copies relation, book copies, okay, here it will not show MUL because already it is a part of your primary key, so it just shows primary key. But here if it says okay, query okay means the foreign key constraint has been added successfully. Now the next is book lending table. In that table also we have the two different attribute foreign keys, okay, like book ID and branch ID. So I'll just use the previous command and I'll update this. I'll change this command. I'm now altering or I'm modifying book lending table, and here constraint name I'll write as lending to branch. Okay, so branch ID references library branch of branch ID. And another one here we are adding, one second, okay, so here again book ID is another foreign key in book lending table, so I'll just change this name to book lending, and constraint name lending to book. You can give any name. Book ID references book of book ID. Okay, now we have added all the foreign keys. See, in book lending, we have two foreign keys. In book copies, two foreign keys. Then in book authors, one, that is book ID. And in book table, we have publisher name. Okay, so all the constraints have been added now. The next, you have to insert the values. Okay, so how you can insert the value? So I'll just show you how you can insert. So first I will insert the value to publisher table. Okay, I'll just insert the values to publisher. So at a time I'm inserting 4 rows. See here, this is the publisher name and his phone number and address. Okay, so if you have a values, you type these values and add one by one row, or at a time you can insert multiple rows. Then next I will add information or data to the book table. Okay, I'll just add book rows, or I'll insert the tuples to book table. Okay, so here cannot foreign key constraint is violated. Okay, rename references publisher name. Just check, is there any mistake we have done in the publisher name. Nandi is there, Sudha is there, star. Okay, star is not there, right? So I'll do one thing, I'll just put one more tuple to this publisher. So insert into publisher values. I'll add only one row to this. So star is the name of publisher and some random phone number. Random number I'll just put. Okay, then address. Okay. Now again, you just execute the previous command. Now it is executed. Okay, you make sure that whenever you insert the values, if there is any foreign key, then for that attribute, foreign key attribute, you have to provide the values which is there in your master table. Okay, so earlier the star which I have used as a publisher name, that was not there, or it was not exist in your publisher table. That's why you'll get foreign key constraint error. Okay, or it it will violate the referential integrity constraint. Okay, so now it is done. So we'll go for the third one. Third one is book authors. So I'll just add book authors information. Okay, so here I'm taking for 1236, that is computer graphics. I'm adding two authors. See here, the primary key is the combination of these two attributes. That's why book ID can be repeated, but if I take the combination of these two values, they must be distinct. Okay, now the next is library branch. I'll add tuples to library branch. Okay, and then we have book copies, table. Then we have book lending. Okay, and one thing you have to remember when you insert the values, first you insert the values to a relation which does not have any foreign key. Okay, like publisher, library branch. Okay, library branch I have added later, but you just see library branch for library branch I have inserted the values before inserting the values to book copies and book lending. Why? Because here library branch ID is the foreign key, right, which is referring library branch. That's why first you insert the values to library branch and then put the values to book copies and book lending. Okay, for master table you have to insert the values first, then you can insert the values into child tables. Now what is the next thing? Suppose you want to see all these values. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to use the select query. Select start from book. So this is the table content. Okay, and how to insert the values for date data type or the character data type, that has been discussed in the previous lectures. Like for each character type value you have to enclose the value within single quotes, and even for date you have to specify within the quotes. And the format for the date value is year, month and day. Okay, in this format only you have to insert the values. Okay, now you can see the table content. Publisher. Okay, and then we have book copies, and next is book lending, library branch, okay. So like this you can see what values you have inserted into these tables. Now we'll see what is the query we need to execute. Okay, so we have ready with all the tables and with the data. Now we'll see the questions. So the first question here is, retrieve details of all books in the library with ID, title, name of publisher, authors, number of copies in each branch. Okay, so you need to retrieve the book ID, title, name of publisher, then authors, number of copies in each branch. Here if you observe this ID, title and name of publisher, these values we can get from book table, isn't it? And then authors from book authors table and number of copies from book copies. Okay, they have asked in each branch, so better to display the branch ID. Okay, better to display the branch ID. So we'll see how to execute this query. So again go to command prompt, and the first query is select. I need book ID, right? When I take the multiple tables, so book ID is common in all the tables. Like if I take book authors, book copies, so in each table we have book ID column. Okay, so better to mention the table name for book ID. From which table you want to retrieve this? Okay, because it is ambiguous. In all the tables we have book ID with same column header, so that's why you write book id, and then title, then we need publisher name, and we need author name. Okay, then display the branch ID, then number of copies. Okay, number of copies. Now from which table we are retrieving all these? We need to take book, authors and book copies. So we need to join these tables. Okay, and as I said, in all the tables book ID is the joining attribute. right? So if you take author, in that book ID is a foreign key, and in book copies and book, if you take, again book ID is the mapping attribute. So you write book natural join, since the attribute name is same, so I'll use natural join authors, and again the result of this is join with book copies. Okay, and this with the semicolon. Now you can see the result. Okay, it is showing book ID, title, publisher name, author name, branch ID, number of copies. Okay, so these are the values it is displaying. These are the information which we require according to the query. Now we'll go to the second one. So second query is get the particulars of borrowers who have borrowed more than 3 books but from Jan 2017 to June 2017. Okay, so here we need to get the particulars of borrowers, means only the card number we need to display. Only that is the information we can display here. Okay, card number. And like they are asking who have borrowed more than 3 books. That means for each card number we have to see what is the count and whether that count is greater than 3. Okay, so for each card means now we need to group the tuples according to the card number. Okay, and then one more condition they have mentioned, that is book is borrowed between or from Jan 2017 to June 2017. So that's the interval they have mentioned. So if there is an interval, you are putting condition using interval, then you can use the keywords or the operators like between and. Okay, between Jan 2017 to 17 and June 2017. So like that you can put the condition in the where clause. Okay, now we'll see how we can execute this using SQL queries. So what we want the card number. Okay, select card number from which table? From book lending. Okay, book lending. The condition that date must be between Jan 2017 to June 2017, that we have to put. So we'll write where clause we have to use if we are applying some condition on the entire table, where date out, that is the attribute which we want to compare. Okay, date out between 2017 January. Okay, so we'll write 2017, month is January, date is January, and up to June, right? So I'll take 2017 July 1 within this interval. So this is the exclusive range, the upper limit. Okay, so here it will take the values which are within this limit or within this range. Okay, so we have put the condition. Next we need to group. Okay, group by what? Card number. But the condition is who have borrowed more than 3 books. So we'll write having count of star which is greater than 3. So number of books, the borrowed books must be greater than 3. See, when you are applying some condition on the group, then you have to use the having clause. So this is the order. Select from, where, group by and having. So it is shown empty set. Now we'll see the content of this table, book lending table. So here what is the date they have mentioned? January to June, right? January to 31st June. Now, sorry, 30th June. So here how many rows will get in this interval? If I take 2017, there are 5 tuples are there. Okay, so I need to check the due date. So 17, okay. But within June, how many are there? So here 5, okay. So this is 6, but this is 8, okay. It is not coming within that range. Then this is 9, okay. Only will get 3. Okay, I'll do one more thing. I'll just execute the query without grouping. I'll just see how many tuples are there within that range. Okay. So I have three details or 3 tuples. Okay. But the condition is the borrower who has borrowed more than 3 books. But if I take 11, he has borrowed only 2. 33, card number 33, he has borrowed only 1. So that's why we are not getting any tuple in the result. Now, if I want to see, okay, whether my query is executing properly, whether I can get some tuple in this, I just change the condition of this. Okay, I'll just change the condition of this date, due date. Here instead of 7, I'll put 10, month as 10. Okay, now card number 11 has 4 entries, right? So if I group according to card number, and if I check the condition greater than 3, then I have to get this card number details. Okay, so it is satisfying the condition. So I'll change this query to okay, from lending where this condition, and then I'll group according to the card number, and I'll put the condition where count of these books or lending is greater than 3. So you can see there is a matching tuple in this table. It is showing 11. Okay, so this is the second query. Now we'll go to the third one. So in the third one, it says delete a book in book table, update the contents of other tables to reflect this data manipulation operation. Okay, so how you can delete a book? So for deleting, we have to use delete command, correct? So we'll see first what all the books we have. So let's start from book, and I'll delete 1238, book with ID 1238. Okay, so we'll write delete from book condition where book ID equal to 1238. Okay, so here what it is saying, cannot delete or update a parent row, a foreign key constraint fails. Why this is coming? Because this is referred in other table. This value is referred in some other table. So first you need to delete those tuples, then only you can delete book from book table. From in child table, first you have to delete. Now book ID is there in book copies, book authors, and book lending. In all these 3 tables, you have book ID column. Now we'll see 1238 is there in these tables or not. Okay, so we'll check using the select statement. First I'll check with book authors. Okay, so I have 1 2 3 8 here. So what I'll do, I'll just delete this first. Delete from book authors, where book ID equal to which one, 1 2 3 8. Okay, now it is deleted from book authors. Next we have to see book copies. Book copies. Okay, 1 2 3 8 is there in book copies also. So delete from book copies, and condition is where book ID equal to 1 2 3 8. Okay, then next is book lending. Okay, so check with the book lending table. 1 2 3 8 is there, yeah. So two people have borrowed this 1 2 3 8. Okay, so I need to delete this 1 2 3 8 from this. So I'll write delete from book lending, where book ID equal to 1 2 3 8. Two rows are there, that's why it is showing two rows affected. Okay, now you try to delete book from book table. Delete from book, where the condition is book ID equal to 1 2 3 8. Now it got deleted. Okay, now if you have added on delete cascade when you are adding the constraint, foreign key constraint, then no need to delete the tuples from child table. So automatically it will delete all the tuples which are referring that values. Okay, since here I have not used on delete cascade, that's why it I have to delete the referring tuples from child table first. Okay, so in this way you can demonstrate the delete operation. Okay, then what is the next one? We'll see the next one. The next query says partition the book based on year of publication and demonstrate its working with a simple query. Here actually you need to create a partition, but partition concept will not work in most of the time. So I'll just create a view and show how you can create a partition using view. Then the last one is also related to view. Just we need to create a view of all books and its number of copies that are currently available in the library. Okay, so these two we'll see now. So for creating a view, we'll write create view. Okay, this is the syntax, and give some name to this view. So I'll write v underscore publication and what value it has to take. So what is the definition of this view? So I'll write what we have to include in this. We need to include book ID, then title of the book, publication year. Okay, publication year from book table. Okay, you can just write this much, or if you want to sort according to the year, you can write order by publication year. Okay, publication year is not there. 1 second. I'll just see what is the year. So I'll just change this. Select year. Sorry, this is just the query I'm executing. Now I'll just create a view using create view command. Create view v underscore publication as select book ID, then title, year from book table, and if you want to order this according to the year, you can write order by year. It will sort according to the year. Okay, now it says query. Okay, how you can see the content of this view? So for that, use the select query. Similar to your table, like how you will display the content of any table using select statement, right? So here also you have to use the select statement. Select star from v underscore publication. Okay, so now you can see this is the view. Okay, and the last one, again you have to create a view where you have to show book ID, title, branch ID, number of copies. So I'll create another view, create view. I'll just name this as book view, and here we need to take book ID, then title, branch ID, and number of copies. Okay, then okay. Now from which table we will get these values? Book ID, title will be taken from book table, but branch ID and number of copies can be taken from book copies table. Alright, that means we need to join these two tables, book natural join book copies. Okay, so again view the view content, or select the tuples from view. That is, name of the view is book underscore view. Okay, so like this you can create a view, and view means it will just have a definition which is stored in your database. Okay, so whenever you write select star from book view, at that time it just checks what is the definition of this book underscore view. Book underscore view is defined as this query, right? Select book ID, title, branch ID, and all these things. So it just checks what is stored in, or it will just execute this query, and that result will be shown to the user. Okay, so in the database you will have only the definition of this view. So that's why it is called as virtual table or virtual relation. Okay, so this is the fifth query in your first program. So you have done with the 5 queries in the first program. Okay, I hope this demonstration is clear, you understood. If you have any doubt, you can post it. Okay, so thank you.